Bruno Mars has officially taken over MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and tonight marks another major chapter in the romantic tour. Day 45 is underway, and the energy inside the stadium is already reaching another level. But before Bruno Mars even takes the stage, the audience has been given a major surprise as RAYE steps into the spotlight as the opener and special guest. And this is not just another tour night. This is the first MetLife Stadium show of Bruno Mars' current run, and fans have been waiting for this moment. The stadium is packed with anticipation. The lights are moving across the crowd, cameras are everywhere, and thousands of fans are ready for what could become one of the most memorable nights of the romantic tour. If you are following Bruno Mars, the romantic tour, RAYE, MetLife Stadium, and everything happening in New Jersey tonight, make sure you stay with us until the end, because the biggest moment of the night has not arrived yet. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do not miss the latest updates from this historic Bruno Mars tour. Right now, the spotlight belongs to RAYE. The British singer and songwriter has stepped onto the MetLife Stadium stage, and the atmosphere immediately changes. Her presence brings a completely different energy to the opening portion of the night, giving fans something special before Bruno Mars arrives. RAYE is known for her powerful voice, emotional songwriting, and dramatic stage presence, and tonight she has an enormous audience in front of her. Performing in a stadium of this scale is already a major moment, but appearing as part of Bruno Mars' The Romantic Tour adds another layer to the story. The cameras turn toward the stage. The crowd responds. And suddenly, everyone inside MetLife Stadium knows that this is officially happening. Day 45 has begun. The phrase Bruno Mars MetLife Stadium has been trending across fan conversations because these shows represent a major moment in the US leg of the romantic tour. After an extensive international run, Bruno Mars has returned to the United States with a stadium-scale production designed to bring his biggest hits, newest music, choreography, musicianship, and visual spectacle to enormous audiences. But tonight is different. There is something about the first night in a new stadium that creates an unpredictable atmosphere. The audience does not know exactly how every moment will unfold. The performers know the set. The production team knows the cues. But the crowd reaction can never be completely predicted. And that is where the magic begins. RAYE's appearance creates the first major wave of excitement. Her voice cuts through the stadium, while the audience watches closely, knowing that this is only the beginning, because eventually the lights will go down. And when those lights go down, the entire stadium will be waiting for one name: Bruno Mars. For fans who have followed the romantic tour from its earliest dates, reaching day 45 is already a milestone. This tour has developed its own identity, with Bruno bringing together classic Bruno Mars showmanship and a newer era of music surrounding his latest creative chapter. The production has become more than a concert. It is a full-scale entertainment experience. There are lights. There are giant screens. There are musicians. There are dancers. There are costume changes. There are moments of comedy and crowd interaction. And then there are those moments when Bruno steps into the center of the stage and the entire production suddenly feels intimate. That contrast is one of the reasons Bruno Mars continues to dominate the live performance conversation. 1 second, the stadium feels enormous. The next second, it feels like Bruno is performing directly for one person. And tonight, more than ever, that connection is about to be tested inside MetLife Stadium. RAYE has already set the tone. Now the question is simple. What happens when Bruno Mars walks out? Because fans are not only waiting for the songs. They are waiting for the entrance. They are waiting for the first note. They are waiting for the first dance move. They are waiting for the moment when thousands of voices become one. And there is another detail that makes tonight especially interesting. The audience at MetLife Stadium is not simply watching a concert. They are becoming part of the atmosphere. Every scream, every phone light, every chorus, every reaction, it becomes part of the show. This is especially important for Bruno Mars because his concerts are built around audience participation. Songs that millions of people know from streaming platforms and radio suddenly become live experiences, with the crowd singing every word back to him. That is the difference between hearing Bruno Mars on Spotify and seeing Bruno Mars in a stadium. The recording belongs to the artist. The live performance belongs to everyone in the room. And tonight, that room happens to be MetLife Stadium. RAYE's appearance also adds an interesting musical dimension to the night. Her soulful and emotionally charged style creates a contrast with Bruno Mars' blend of pop, R&B, funk, soul, rock, and classic showmanship. The result is a night that feels bigger than a standard opening act. Feels like the beginning of a story. And as RAYE continues performing, fans are already thinking about what comes next. The transition, the production reset, the lights, the anticipation, the countdown. Bruno Mars. There is a particular kind of silence that happens inside a massive stadium before a superstar appears. It is not really silence. It is thousands of people talking, screaming, laughing, recording, and waiting. But underneath all of that noise is anticipation. Everyone knows something is coming. Then the lights begin to change. The screens come alive. The production shifts. And suddenly, every phone in the stadium is raised. This is the moment. The first MetLife Stadium show of this run is about to become a Bruno Mars night. And if you have watched footage from the romantic tour, you already know that Bruno rarely wastes an opportunity to make an entrance memorable. His performances are built around timing. Timing of the music, timing of the choreography, timing of the lights, timing of the crowd reaction. Even the smallest movement can become part of the spectacle. That is why fans watch closely. They know that Bruno can take a familiar song and turn it into something completely different in a live environment. Pause can become a moment. A look toward the audience can become a viral clip. A dance move can become the next social media trend. And one chorus can turn an entire stadium into a choir. Tonight, that energy is waiting inside MetLife Stadium. But there is another reason this night matters. The romantic tour has already traveled through multiple cities and massive venues, creating unforgettable moments along the way. Now the tour has entered another stage of its US journey, and the New Jersey shows place Bruno Mars in one of the most recognizable stadium environments in the region. MetLife Stadium is not a small room. It is a venue built for massive audiences and massive events. So when Bruno Mars performs here, the scale of the production becomes part of the story. Imagine thousands of people singing at the same time. Imagine the entire stadium lighting up from phone screens. Imagine the bass traveling through the seats. Imagine the first notes of a Bruno Mars classic hitting the audience. That is what makes a stadium concert different. And tonight, fans are experiencing it in real time. Now, let's bring the attention back to RAYE. Her appearance is important because opening a stadium concert requires more than simply walking onto a stage. You have to command the room. You have to connect with people who may have come primarily to see someone else. And you have to create enough energy that the audience is ready for the headliner. RAYE is doing exactly that tonight. Her presence gives the crowd another performance to remember while building anticipation for the main event. And as her set develops, the audience knows that the clock is moving closer to Bruno Mars. This is where the tension starts to rise. Because the closer RAYE gets to the end of her performance, the closer everyone gets to the moment they came for. Bruno Mars. The lights. The band. The dancers. The stage. The first song. The first scream. And then the night truly begins. There is also a fascinating visual detail surrounding RAYE tonight. As fans watch her performance, the colors, lighting, and styling create a dramatic atmosphere inside the stadium. The combination of a blue-toned emotional aesthetic and a striking red dress gives the performance a cinematic feeling, almost like a visual chapter before Bruno's arrival. It is the kind of image that instantly stands out on camera. Blue. Red. A massive stadium, thousands of fans, and one stage preparing for Bruno Mars. That contrast makes the moment even more visually powerful. And if you are watching clips from tonight on social media, This is exactly the kind of sequence that can become one of the early highlights of the show. But remember, RAYE is only the beginning. The real headline is still waiting. Bruno Mars. Day 45. MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Those four elements are now connected in one major live event. And there is something almost poetic about the way a Bruno Mars concert builds anticipation. The audience knows the songs. They know the performer. They may even know the choreography. But somehow, the live version still feels unpredictable. That is the power of a great performer. You know what is coming, but you still cannot wait to see it. And that is why the next transition could become one of the biggest moments of the night. The stage begins to change. The opening atmosphere starts to disappear. RAYE's performance gives way to the next chapter. The audience starts realizing what is happening. People begin raising their phones. Some fans are already screaming. Others are simply waiting. Then the lights begin to drop. One section of the stadium becomes darker. Then another. The crowd gets louder. The screens change. The anticipation becomes almost physical. This is the moment when everyone understands that Bruno Mars is coming. And when that first beat finally hits, the reaction inside MetLife Stadium is expected to be enormous. Because this is not simply day 45. This is the night Bruno Mars meets New Jersey. This is the first MetLife Stadium show of this run. This is the romantic tour at stadium scale. And this is exactly why fans have been watching the tour so closely. Every city creates a different story. Every audience reacts differently. Every stadium has its own personality. And tonight, New Jersey gets its chance to become part of Bruno Mars' history. As the show moves forward, fans will be watching for everything. The set list, the choreography, the costumes, the stage production, the crowd interaction, the special moments, and potentially those unexpected moments that no rehearsal can fully recreate. Because the most memorable concert moments are often the ones that happen when the artist and the audience feed energy into each other. Bruno performs. The crowd reacts. Bruno responds. The crowd gets louder. And suddenly, the entire stadium feels alive. That cycle is what makes live music so powerful. And with Bruno Mars, it has become one of the defining elements of his career. From intimate venues to giant stadiums, his performances have always been built around connection. Tonight, that connection is happening in East Rutherford. And RAYE has already helped open the door. Now all eyes are turning toward the main stage. The anticipation is reaching its peak. The first MetLife Stadium chapter of the romantic tour is officially underway. And if the opening moments are any indication, this is going to be a night fans will be talking about long after the final note. So keep watching, because the biggest payoff is not simply seeing Bruno Mars walk onto the stage. It is watching what happens when one of the world's biggest live entertainers meets an audience that has been waiting for him. The lights are ready. The crowd is ready. The band is ready. New Jersey is ready. And Bruno Mars is ready. Day 45 of the romantic tour has officially become a reality at MetLife Stadium. RAYE has delivered the opening energy. The audience has responded. And now the stage belongs to Bruno Mars. This is the moment the entire stadium has been waiting for. When the first beat drops, thousands of voices rise together. When Bruno appears, the stadium erupts. And when the music begins, the waiting is finally over. The romantic tour has arrived at MetLife Stadium. And tonight, East Rutherford is not just watching a concert. It is becoming part of the story. As this unforgettable night continues, every song, every dance move, every crowd reaction, and every unexpected moment could become another chapter in Bruno Mars' massive 2026 tour journey. And that is what makes Day 45 so exciting. Because the night is still young, the story is still unfolding, and the biggest moments may still be ahead. If you are following Bruno Mars, the romantic tour, RAYE, MetLife Stadium, and the latest concert updates, stay connected for more coverage from this historic night. And if you are enjoying the journey, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because when Bruno Mars takes the stage, you never really know which moment is going to become the moment everyone remembers. Tonight, it is MetLife Stadium. Tonight, it is New Jersey. Tonight, it is day 45. And tonight, the romantic tour is officially making another unforgettable stop in the United States. And now, as the atmosphere inside MetLife Stadium continues to build, the story of day 45 becomes even more interesting. What started with the arrival of thousands of Bruno Mars fans has transformed into a full-scale celebration of live music, anticipation, and superstar energy. RAYE has already brought her own style and presence to the stage, giving the audience a powerful opening chapter before the main event. But everyone knows what they are really waiting for: Bruno Mars. The closer the night gets to his appearance, the louder the stadium becomes. You can almost feel the anticipation moving through the stands. Fans are holding their phones in the air, recording every second. Some are singing along to the music playing between performances. Others are simply looking toward the stage, waiting for the lights to change. This is the atmosphere that makes a stadium concert feel completely different from watching a performance online. There is no replay. There is no second take. Everything happens once. And tonight, thousands of people are experiencing that moment together. RAYE's appearance also gives this concert a unique opening identity. Her performance adds a soulful and contemporary dimension to a night that is ultimately centered around one of pop music's biggest performers. The contrast works. RAYE brings her own emotional intensity. Bruno brings his explosive showmanship. And between those two performances, the audience gets a musical journey that feels carefully designed to build anticipation. As the opening portion of the evening moves forward, fans begin looking toward the production area. The stage crew moves. The lights shift. The atmosphere changes. And every small movement suddenly feels important. This is where concert anticipation becomes part of the entertainment. Nobody needs to say Bruno's name. The audience already knows. Every change in lighting creates another wave of excitement. Every sound from the stage makes fans wonder if the show is about to begin. And then comes that familiar feeling. The waiting is almost over. For Bruno Mars fans, this is one of the most exciting parts of the entire experience. Because Bruno is not simply arriving at a random venue. He is arriving at MetLife Stadium, a stadium famous for enormous crowds, major sporting events, and some of the biggest entertainment moments in the New York and New Jersey area. And tonight, the stadium belongs to the romantic tour. That alone makes day 45 significant. The romantic tour has become a major live music event, combining Bruno Mars' signature style with a massive stadium production. The scale is enormous, but the heart of the show remains simple: music, performance, connection, and the relationship between Bruno and his audience. That relationship has been one of the defining elements of his career. Bruno Mars can perform in front of tens of thousands of people and still make the experience feel personal. He knows how to work a crowd. He understands timing. He knows when to slow things down. He knows when to let the band take control. And he knows exactly when to push the energy to another level. That is why fans are not simply waiting for a set list. They are waiting for moments. The moment Bruno walks out. The moment the first song begins. The moment the entire stadium sings together. The moment the crowd realizes they are witnessing something special. And perhaps most importantly, the unexpected moment. Because concerts become legendary when something happens that fans did not expect. Maybe it is a spontaneous interaction. Maybe it is a different vocal moment. Maybe it is a surprise from the band. Maybe it is simply Bruno reacting to the audience. Those are the moments that become clips. Those are the moments that spread across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and social media. And those are the moments fans remember years later. Tonight has all the ingredients for that kind of night. RAYE has already created a memorable opening. The stadium is full of energy. The audience is highly engaged. And Bruno Mars is preparing to deliver the main performance. The anticipation continues to rise. Now imagine the stadium from the stage. Thousands of faces, thousands of lights, thousands of people waiting for one performer. That is the scale Bruno is facing tonight. But for an artist who has spent years mastering live performance, this is exactly the environment where he thrives. The lights go down. The noise gets louder. The stage becomes the center of attention. And suddenly, everything else disappears. The conversations stop. The phones rise. The crowd leans forward. Everyone is watching the same place. The main stage. This is the transition from anticipation to performance. And when Bruno Mars finally appears, the response will not simply be a reaction. It will be the release of all the tension that has been building since fans entered the stadium. That is what makes a concert entrance so powerful. The audience has been waiting. The production has been teasing. The opening act has prepared the room. And now the headliner arrives. The first beat hits. The crowd explodes. And suddenly, the entire stadium changes. This is the Bruno Mars effect. It is not only about the music. It is about atmosphere. Bruno has a rare ability to combine old-school showmanship with modern pop culture. His music can move between funk, soul, R&B, pop, rock, and retro-inspired sounds without losing his identity. That versatility becomes even more powerful on a stadium stage. The sound travels through the venue. The choreography fills the screens. The lights move with the rhythm. And the audience becomes part of the performance. Every chorus becomes louder. Every dance break creates another reaction. Every camera shot becomes a potential viral moment. And the larger the audience gets, the bigger the energy becomes. Tonight, that energy belongs to New Jersey. For fans who have followed the romantic tour throughout its journey, this US return carries another layer of excitement. The tour has already created countless memories across different cities and countries, different venues, different audiences, different moments. But every new stadium brings another opportunity for Bruno to create something unforgettable. That is the beauty of a long-running tour. The basic foundation remains familiar, but the atmosphere is never exactly the same. A Bruno Mars concert in one city can feel completely different from another because the audience changes everything. And New Jersey is known for bringing serious energy. The crowd knows the songs. The fans know the choreography. They know the lyrics. And many have been waiting months for this specific night. That anticipation has been building online as well. Searches for Bruno Mars MetLife Stadium, Bruno Mars New Jersey, The Romantic Tour 2026, Bruno Mars Live, Bruno Mars Concert, RAYE MetLife Stadium, and Bruno Mars setlist are becoming part of the larger conversation surrounding tonight's show. Fans are not simply attending. They are documenting. They are sharing. They are discussing. They are analyzing every detail. And in the social media era, a major concert does not end when the final song finishes. Continues online. A single performance clip can reach millions. A crowd reaction can become a trending video. A costume can become a fashion conversation. A surprise moment can dominate fan communities overnight. That is the power of a Bruno Mars Stadium show in 2026. Everything can become content. Everything can become a memory. And tonight, the cameras are ready. But there is something even more important than the viral moments. The music itself. Because behind all of the lights, screens, choreography, and spectacle is a performer whose catalog has become part of modern pop culture. Bruno Mars has songs that people associate with different periods of their lives. First dances, road trips, parties, breakups, celebrations, memories with friends, memories with family. That emotional connection is why his live shows can become so powerful. When a familiar song begins, the audience is not simply hearing music. They are remembering something. And when